welcome to the first show of Ellie Talks Direct. Yes, I used to have a show in the past, but this is totally different. This is actually a podcast. And my first guest is Q. And the reason I invited him is today we're going to talk about fake ass bitches. And, you know, me and him know a lot of them. So we're just going to be direct. This is just opinion, so you don't have to agree with us. But what I want my show to be about is directness. My truth, how I feel, no fakeness, just direct. So, hey, Q.
It's cool to be here. Thank you so much, Ellie, for allowing me to be the first guest on this podcast. It means a lot to me. I've been dealing with fake-ass bitches my whole life, if I'm being quite honest. And, like, it's okay. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think that, like, everybody has the same heart as you, especially going into relationships. Mm-hmm. But, like, legitimately, I had always just hoped for the best in people. And I've dealt with some of the worst types of breakups, not just, like, relationship-wise. I'm talking, like, business partnership wise, that has just always thrown me sideways in just so many different types of ways, especially when you've been there for so many people in so many different types of ways. I've had people literally shake my hand and hug me, come to my office and call me brother, that went around and just ripped me on social media.
Yeah.
Literal people like that I have given a stage and an audience to. Like, so, like, I'm like anti-fake bitch in any type of way. You know?
Well, I have a, you know, something to say about that. So I have posted something about this the other day on Facebook, how we have to embrace our enemies and haters, because today's society, to make it in social media and podcasts and anything, you need your haters. That's a click. That's a click. So it's not like MySpace where, oh my God, they're talking about me again. Oh, they post me on this page and they're talking about me again. That is actually a good thing now. Like, we need you. So the more you hate on us, you're just bringing me money, because we need to draw whoever comes to our page, haters or not. The analytics, it doesn't recognize haters. It just recognizes the fact that you're checking us out. So thank you for bringing a little bit of money to my page and to Q's page, because it doesn't matter anymore, because nobody cares anymore. We're in a different time. Our children are so numb to rumors and gossip, and all. They don't even care about that. We're an older generation. It did bother us in the past, but our children, honestly, they can be online. They are streaming with 1 million people talking shit, and they don't even care anymore. And this is the way you have to be on social media. You need to not care. Get yourself out there, and that's why I decided, you know what, I'm 51 years old. I don't care anymore. It's time to do Ellie Talks Direct.
Yeah, and I love it, you know, and seeing you step into your light. And I've seen people comment negative things on your page. I love how you just handle it with grace. Like, you realize that this is my page. I have power whether or not you have an opinion on my page. And so, like, fuck you, you get blocked. You don't agree with me, you get blocked. You don't agree with me, you get blocked. And what's cool is that it doesn't even matter, because in the grand scheme of it, you're going to get so many more followers regardless because of what you're talking about.
Well, I'm going to answer that question. I don't block everyone anymore. I unfriend them.
So they could still come
back
and
so they can look at my stuff still and hate on everything that I do, because it doesn't matter. Again, I'm 51 years old. I'm halfway dead. And I want to live my life the way I want to live it. And I experienced so much stuff. That's why I have so much sensitivity towards people. And one of the topics I was talking to Q about is about strippers. I have strippers on my page. And it doesn't, I have strippers, I have business people, I have mothers on my page. And I just love looking at their posts, because they're so in tune with what their role is in that moment. So when I have like a mother that's just an at-home mother, she's posting about her babies and how they're growing and cooking dinner for their husband, or the things, that problems you have in a normal family. I'm on a stripper's page and she's posting about, man, these hoes think I sleep with everybody like I'm a slut, and I said, no, I don't even sleep with anybody, which is true. Most strippers, you know, they go and do their job and they go home. You see them as a sexual being doing their job, but they're not out there sleeping with a bunch of men, because you're so closed-minded to assume just because she's in that position that she's a sexual person and with different people. That's not happening. And then we have entrepreneurs are always like on your page, motivating you, inspiring you, and you need all these people. How are you going to know what the world's about if you don't give yourself a chance to see all these people? So when I get mad at people is when I see these women that I know at one time they were strippers and now they're living in the Dominion, looking down at other strippers or other people that are not at where they're at because they weren't blessed enough to meet a man to help them get out of that environment. And not only that, when I look at strippers, a lot of them don't know that they have the ability to get out of that job because their mind has not grown to that level yet. Mm-hmm. It's a mindset, and it's scary to get out there and be an entrepreneur because a stripper is an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
And it's really hard for them to get out there and go and do an hourly wage job when they're an entrepreneur. They're used to making their own money. So they don't realize they can take that mindset and actually start their own business because their mind's not there yet. So that's why I don't judge them at all. But it really pisses me off when people do.
I've seen it, especially in our space, with the real estate space. Mm-hmm. Same dudes that you see that are ripping strippers online. I've been at masterminds where the after party is all of them going to strip clubs. Yeah. Married men with rings on their fingers, taking their rings off and going to strip clubs.
And that's what you call fake ass bitches.
Literally. And I've seen it with my own eyes. Married men that are well known in the real estate space at strip clubs. Mm-hmm. And like, dude, like honestly, man, like I get it, get it how you live it. But to a certain extent, you got to have some kind of morals, dude.
Respect, too.
Respect.
I mean, I've never been a stripper, but I can tell you it's got to be the scariest job to get up there on stage and dance for people that you probably don't even like. It's a job.
Yeah.
And I don't have anything against them. I mean, I personally could not do it because I have a fear. Have I experienced doing sexy pictures and stuff like that? Of course I have, but that's totally different than being in front of all these different people that you don't know. So I give them kudos. I wanted to bring that subject up first because it bothers me so much. Like, don't judge people. Another thing that I don't like, when I'm from the ghetto, like I am literally, I didn't know how to dress. So when I see people criticizing or somebody how they're dressed that's from the South Side or something, they don't even know any better. Like to them, what they're wearing, it looks nice. That's their environment. They bought it from. There could be the flea market because that's what they can afford, and to them that looks nice. But people that are in a different level look at them and they see them in a different way. That's a human being, and you don't know if that human being right there is going to grow up to be someone like me. I learned how to dress. I learned how to be the person I am. I've learned how I read a lot. I learned about business. I learned about real estate. I am really good at real estate. Ask me a question, I can answer anything. But I didn't come from there. I came from the South Side. I came from two parents that didn't have an education. So I don't judge anybody because I don't know if that person that I'm judging one day will be my boss.
Yep. I've seen it, literally. I met a dancer years ago who, it's funny, and let me tell you the story because it's a crazy-ass story. While I was in El Paso, I went to go attend a business mastery with Tony Robbins. And he was talking about vision, right? Like having vision. So like I had never really thought about it. Like I always wanted to make a lot of money, but I didn't really have a vision. He said, you got to picture what it is that you want to drive. And when you want to drive that car, you need to think about it and see it every day. Go to the dealership and hop in your dream car, take it for a test drive and envision yourself seeing that. That's Tony Robbins. Mm-hmm. And I hope I did a good Tony Robbins impression, but I swear to you, okay, so like one of my dream cars at the beginning was a Jaguar.
Yeah. And
so I, at like 2 a.m, cracked out because I was at that event. You guys ever go to a fucking Tony Robbins event? It's like high energy the whole time. And so like I'm on this entrepreneur mindset breakthrough high.
Yeah.
It's 2 a.m. I can't sleep because my mind's running so fucking fast. And I decided to look it up. I said, all right, Jaguar dealership near me, popped it into Uber. And I remember because, obviously we're in El Paso, we flew there. I took an Uber from where we're at in the middle of COVID all the way to Jaguar's dealership, place where they have a Jaguar, so I could look at them, walk in and see it. And I was going to wait until they woke up in the morning because it was a McDonald's across the street. I was going to have breakfast there. And then I was going to go and try out my fucking dream car that I've always wanted. I got dropped off in front of this place called Jaguars, and it's a fucking strip club, and I had put the wrong fucking address in there.
Oh my God, that's funny.
During this time frame, Ellie, there was like nobody driving Uber because everybody was afraid of COVID. Yeah. The world just shut down, okay? So like Uber drivers were not getting the better end of that stick.
Yeah.
So like legitimately, the next Uber was an hour and a half away. It's 20 degrees outside.
Oh my
I'm not
God.
gonna fucking wait outside of a goddamn strip club. That's a true story. There's 4 men that were with me that can validate what happened. I walked in this strip club on this high, and there's obviously girls dancing everywhere, and there's just a bunch of construction working Mexican ass men. No offense, I'm Mexican, I could say that. And like legit, I remember all of the dancers see me, young buck, walk in there, and there's clearly just a bunch of fucking smelly Mexican construction workers here, and I'm like the only one that looked like he actually had his shit together. Next thing you know, I have a whole circle of women around me, and I'm teaching them business. I'm literally giving them all of this game on how they can make a lot of money.
You got that hype.
I was like high.
Yeah.
I was like on a high. I'm telling you guys, ever go to one of those events?
He had
it's
an
there.
awakening, you know, and that's why when we meet people, we need to meet them at their level.
Yep.
You cannot just go to them and say, "Oh, this girl looks uneducated," or "I
Dude.
look at she's driving a beat up car." You're meeting them at their level. They don't know any better. They need an awakening in their mind that they have the ability and they can do it, but they
can do
don't
more.
know it until somebody tells them they can do it because
Yep.
maybe nobody told them they can do it. It's a process of having to wake up their minds.
One of those girls I still follow. Her name's Martha. She's on my Instagram. She owns a company called Preeminence Financial now, and what she does is provide tax planning for real estate investors. And I met her
Nice.
from that day. She told me that she literally left the club and started a business after we had met. And so look, I didn't get a dance. I didn't talk to nobody. I left as soon as the Uber got there, and it took an hour and a half for them to pick me up. By the time I got to the hotel, I didn't know what any of those girls were going to do with that information, but I'm positive that there are some multi-millionaire or on the way female entrepreneurs that were from that club because I gave them every single bit of sauce that I had. Like I taught them about wholesale real estate. We talked about inventory. One of them said that there was a girl in the back that they call mom, and this girl like makes all of their outfits and brings outfits that they can buy. And so I helped them price all of those things out, and I showed them how they can become mom and sell lingerie online, how they could build a Shopify store, and how they can do all of these different things. Women are hustlers, bro.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Just because a girl goes out there and dances doesn't mean she doesn't understand business.
Yeah.
And I see so many people in our space that just be knocking strippers and knocking fucking sex workers because they believe that this is just a shitty way to make money. Bro, if God gave it to you and you use it, that's you using something you've been blessed with to create an income. It ain't nobody
And not
but
only-
God
it's
can
not-
judge
and
you.
It's not an easy job for them to do either. And most of them don't go in there wanting to do this job.
Yep.
You know, they went in there because unfortunately they got to pay the bills, and that's what they know. And so I don't judge them. I don't judge them at all. My second topic is going to be a hot topic, and a lot of people are not going to like it. But again, this is Ellie Talks Direct, and I'm going to speak my mind. I cannot stand when women change their politics for their husbands or their men. I can't stand it.
That's a thing?
It fucking makes me sick.
That's
I don't
a
know if I
thing.
can curse. Yes,
That's a thing.
it's a thing.
Wow.
Because, and a lot of Latinas too, like, they're like Democrats and everything, and oh, but my husband's a Republican, so I'm gonna support the Republican Party. There are women before you that worked so hard to give you the right to have your own voice. It frustrates me that you would change your politics just because you want a man with money. It pisses me off.
Wow.
And this is a discussion that I have with my own girlfriends, so I know that I'm not the only one that gets pissed off about it. I am true to who I am, and I've said this before, I attract a lot of Republicans. They want to date me for some reason. I don't know if they want the after sex, after fighting or something. I don't know. But they, oh my God, they just all of them want to date me. And maybe because I have my own voice, and maybe they like it that I am willing to fight and have my own voice. So
Yeah.
maybe you can still have your own voice and not, but I'm sure you don't want to do the fighting. I'm not submissive. So I'm not going to change, and I hate that. Do your research. Have something that you believe in that's you, because one day that man's not going to be there, because statistically people get divorced a lot. And then what? You lost your whole identity for a man? That man's going to love you regardless of your political views or not. You do not have to change who you are for a man. I hate that.
And it's fake as fuck
It's
to do
fake
that.
as fuck.
It's literally fake. Like, I didn't even know that that was a fucking thing. That's honestly crazy to me. But, you know, man, like, you have your own voice. You have your own opinion. You have your own perspective, right? And no one should have the authority to make you change that, especially just because you're with a dude with money. That's insane to me. You know what I'm saying?
I'm going to tell you some talking points, and this may be some of your friends. I saw a podcast the other day, and it was this guy saying, because, you know, this one particular candidate is saying that women shouldn't have a vote because they don't have children. They shouldn't have a vote.
Wow.
This podcast guy, he said, yeah, if you have an established family, your children and your wife should only have one vote, the husband's vote. He's the one who's the provider of the family, and he's the one should be the only one be able to vote for that family. So it should be only one vote for that family. So the woman doesn't have a vote.
Wow.
That's happening now in 2024.
That's honestly next level. That's like control, kind of, if
We're
I'm
not
being
in that
honest.
environment. I don't want to go back there. I want to go to the future. If I am dating a Republican man, I want him to want to say, I want my wife to be successful. I want her to go to the future. I want to be her backbone. I want to be part of that as a team. Democrat, Republican, doesn't matter. I want that person to support me and not say, Ellie, I'm sorry, I'm your husband. You don't have a voice. I don't want that.
That's crazy. I see that too.
And I see you feel uncomfortable with this because you haven't heard it. And I'm telling you,
Well, you know, it's just-
this podcast just came out 2 weeks ago that I saw.
I think that is a very conservative way of looking at politics. I don't think anyone should just be forced to vote or not have an opinion on who they want to vote for simply because a man says that I am the leader of the family, so everyone must cast their vote because I am the one who is paying for everything, taking care of everything. That doesn't mean shit, dude. Like, truthfully, like if I'm Republican and my wife Democrat, I'm still gonna love and respect her for her views. Is there gonna be a little bit of feud? Only if you allow it, but I think both people should have an understanding. You know, you see this a lot in couples that have relationships when it comes to their teams and who they support.
Yeah.
As like football and
Yeah.
basketball. So I dated a girl who was at one time a Packers fan.
Yeah.
And I am a Cowboys fan. So let me tell you something. We had a lot of fights about
That
this.
is ridiculous.
And I know that sounds ridiculous, but it's real. You know what I mean? And like,
but that's passion, though. That's a lot.
it
of
is,
passion.
and we both love our team.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So like with us, it was like a really cool thing. But like to
But
do this with politics, too?
Politics is so complex.
And it's very diversifying.
Yes.
If I'm being honest, it will separate the household.
Yes,
it really
but
will.
I really, because people see me post a lot online my politics right now and who I support. But if people really got to know me and sat down with me, they would realize I'm probably more of an independent than I am liberal. I have my mindset. Like, I don't believe in children being able to change their sex until they are of legal age. But I don't think that's even happening, but people do talk about that. So I'm going to tell you my opinion. I think that you have to be mentally ready for that kind of a big decision. And for females, it's going to be about 20 years old when your mind's grown. And for men, your mind is not fully developed until you're 25 years old. So I don't think people should be making lifetime changes in their life. Not even a tattoo. I got my first tattoo when I was about 35. Until your mind is, already fully grown. I just don't think people should be making those kind of decisions. So I don't think people look at people online and they're judging them for their politics, assuming that, oh, she's this, that means she's way over here. Or
I've
he's
seen
this,
people-
or he's way over here. I think most of us are like in the middle.
I've seen people literally tag you in posts about your views on politics. Like, man, I've seen it,
Oh,
and
yeah.
I'm just like,
I saw
why?
that. That's hilarious.
Why? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, why don't you just let Ellie vote for whoever the fuck she wants to vote for?
I know. I literally, on purpose, I was like, Ellie, hold your tongue. That's his opinion. Don't post. I learned this, in 2020. You cannot change someone's mind, so just don't go on their page and fight with them.
And this person has been in front of you, has been around you, has
Yeah.
literally shaken your hand, given you a hug, said hi to you, commended you even probably, like for
Yeah.
whatever success that you've had. And it's just, I don't know, man. I feel like this happens every year around election season, and it just sucks.
Just like, let us keep it on our own pages. And
Yeah.
you want to have a discussion there. And yeah, I get mad. I'm
it's real.
passionate. I care about my country. And we all should care about our country. I love it. I love that Republicans and Democrats are passionate about their country. I love it. But I cannot wait till we come to a point where we realize that the majority of us are kind of in the middle.
Yeah.
We kind of have a lot of agreement towards the middle. There has to be compromise. So,
I've seen it, and I respect it. And Ellie, I think that you handle it professionally, because to me, that some of those people that had those negative things to say on the line were some fake ass bitches. You know, because like, dude, how are you gonna shake this lady's hand in person and then try to ridicule her online for her political beliefs? That's like me telling you to shut the fuck up because you believe in Allah, and I'm over here, I believe in Jesus. You know what I'm saying? Like, it doesn't matter, bro. At the end of the day, like, you know what's real? The unfollow button is real.
Yeah.
Like, truthfully, if you really don't fuck with somebody and what they believe in or what they're fucking standing for, or any of that, move the fuck on,
Life
bro.
is short.
Yeah.
Move on. Be happy. If you do not like my podcast right now, my post that I post, block me and move on. But you're not moving on because there's something wrong with you.
Yeah.
Something
you got
wrong
an
with you.
obsessive personality, and you're continuously involving yourself and other people's belief systems, and because of that, you're running around in a circle, running right fucking back into yourself. You got to deal with your shit, dude. Truthfully. Like, I can't stand motherfuckers who just want to spit this shit online, because they would never do that shit in person.
Yeah, I saw your post about your weight loss and people making fun of you when you were
I saw
bigger. I don't know one person on the internet that doesn't have a flaw somewhere, or did something bad in their life, or was chubby, or had smaller boobs, or something. Everybody has something that they changed about themselves. Nobody is just staying stagnant. You should be proud of Q because he made a change. You should be proud of me because I've grown and I don't give a fuck anymore. Like, we need to be proud when people grow. And you're in your 30s?
Yeah, I'm 34.
Not even 34, not even 40s. It's going to be when you turn 50. You think you're okay with everything right now when you're 30s. I thought I was. But I'm telling you, as soon as you turn 50, it's so liberating, because you really don't care what people think. Like, people used to come to me in the past and send me posts, oh, Ellie, I just saw this picture of you. And I'm like all freaking out, calling my attorney, take the shit down, whatever. And now I got people writing me, Ellie, oh, I saw a sexy picture of you somewhere. I was like, good, enjoy it. I'm 50 years old. I look fucking great. Enjoy it. I'm glad you saw it.
It's real, though.
Yes.
You know, you don't have time
I
for
don't
bullshit
care anymore. I don't fucking care anymore. I do not care. So stop coming in my inbox, because you don't bother me anymore. It doesn't bother me. In fact, what you're doing is you're helping me get more people on my page. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. Write that shit in a letter, send it to the fucking bank, and see if you get paid for hating. You know what I mean? But yeah, I always feel like just seeing you and how confident you are now, and not that you haven't dealt with adversity in the past, but seeing how you handle it now always inspires me. You know what I'm saying? And so it's just really cool. And I think that you should be more outspoken, that you should be more vocal. And I'm really glad that we're talking about this shit on a podcast, because, dude, I've just met so many fucking sideways ass people in this business, especially in real estate. And I hate to say it, because I've been in other industries. I have. I've been in the virtual staffing industry. I've been in the e-commerce industry. I've been in the warehouse industry. I've done a lot of different things in the coaching space. Not once do you see anybody hating on other people more than you do in the real estate industry. In the real estate industry, it's fucking dog eat dog world, and motherfuckers thrive on drama.
And it shouldn't be, because I'm gonna tell you this: 80% of realtors drop out. Like, literally, they drop out. They're here for a little bit, they're fighting, but they can't handle it. Like, during 2028, literally half the real estate market dropped out because of market crash. I mean, half realtors are out. And then they come back like if they never left. I never left. You want to talk shit to me? I have never left. I stayed in this real estate market. I kept my broker's license. I didn't go sell cars or do something different. I stayed in it. I went through it. I suffered through it. And I'm still here. And I still have people complaining because interest rates are high and realtors are dropping. Interest rates are going to go down. You're going to be fine. You have to take that real estate market and find a niche. You can't just stay to the same thing. Oh, I'm buying and selling. There's got to be a niche. Learn one thing about the real estate market that only you know the best at it, and become the brand of that thing. You have to expand your brain, because you cannot blame your business or anything on any president. You are in the United States of America. There are people moving here that you don't want here. People from Mexico, all over, trying to come here because of the opportunities that you have, and you're complaining? You can make it no matter who's president. I was making it under Trump, and you guys know I don't want Trump, and I was still making it. I'm gonna make it under any president, because this is the United States of America.
We fucking, people literally, like, they die trying to come here.
Yeah.
You know, and we take that shit for granted, like a motherfucker. Motherfuckers want to be online talking shit and fucking being fake as fuck. They could be literally utilizing that same energy and driving it to something that makes them a better person.
And you know what? The best thing happened during 2020, which was COVID time. Yeah, people were complaining that people were losing jobs. I believe it was between 2020 and 2021. There were jobs being lost, but they weren't talking about the fact that a lot of those jobs that were being lost is because people were becoming entrepreneurs. It has been forever, and this country was based on the dream of having your own business, entrepreneurship, and it went down so low. Everybody just working for somebody else. COVID, during 2020, people were sitting in their house actually hitting the internet and learning about entrepreneurship. So yeah, people were jumping out of their jobs, but they were jumping into a business of their own, and that is a good thing. So pretend it's COVID. Sit down, relax, do some research, because anybody can be an entrepreneur. Anybody can. Although it is a 1% business, to become a millionaire doesn't mean you cannot be an entrepreneur and still make enough money to live without working for somebody else, because you can.
The opportunities are everywhere. And instead of just scrolling on your phone, consuming content, going in and just like involving yourself in fucking separation, like politics or drama, or worrying about what all these other fucking people are doing. We saw a girl on the internet the other day who makes like hundreds of thousands of dollars, and all she does is fart.
Oh my God.
She fucking farts, dude.
It's my fault. I showed him that. I have a friend on Facebook, and he posted this girl and 450,000 followers on TikTok for her farts. And I'm like, okay, is this real?
People buy
and
this
so
girl's farts.
I had to find her, and I told that guy, ooh, she just gained another follower because you posted on Facebook, because that's like insane. Hey, but that was a business idea, and she's banking. The girl's making money on her farts.
We can't even hate on it. We can all talk shit all we want, but she's making money.
She's
and she's
making
doing
money. It doesn't matter.
It doesn't.
To be successful, we talked about this in a previous podcast. To be successful online, if that's a choice that you want to do, if you decide that I want to be an online influencer, podcaster, TikTok creator, Facebook, Instagram, the only way you're going to be able to be successful is be fucking real. Because people are not dumb. Your audience is not dumb. The American people are not dumb. They know when you're faking it, and they know when you're real, when you're talking to them with a real person, who you are. Because being real can't be faked. It can't be. Fake can be fake, and you can see it by the way they're living. You can't just share a podcast like this. Me and him have to sometimes share where we're eating at, who's our friends, who we're partying with. You want to know all that about us. We can't hide our life if we want to grow our following, because those people are following you because they want to know who you are. So if you choose this path, then you better be prepared for criticism, but also for a lot of love. There's a lot of love in this too. Just ignoring the haters and taking the love.
There's more love than there is fake ass bitches. I'll be real. Like that's 100%. I've met you through all of this stuff. You know what I mean?
And I'm sure you heard some fake ass shit about me.
I have, yeah.
And I heard some fake ass shit about him.
It's part of the game.
But we don't care.
Doesn't matter.
It doesn't matter, because I'm still gonna make bank. He's still gonna make bank.
Doesn't matter.
Don't let the small things hurt you. The way I see the world, and I started doing this a long time ago, I think probably in my early 40s, I was reading about when people over 50 and how they're happier. The older people get, the happier they are, because the older you get, you stop caring about what other people think. So I want you to start younger, people to start younger, thinking, okay, this is San Antonio, Texas. This is a little tiny place here. There's a whole world out there. Why do you care about one fucking person in San Antonio, Texas talking shit about you? Why do you care? Open up your Verizon. My Facebook is open up. I have friends in London. Now I have friends in Greece now. I mean, because I added them when I went to Greece. Expand your horizon. Start talking to people outside of San Antonio. Don't be consumed by what people are saying just here. It doesn't matter. The world's big. You can move someplace else.
No matter what anybody says, you're not that. That's not your identity. I know a lot of people that'll fucking read some shit that somebody said about them on the internet and then make that their identity.
Yeah.
The moment that you make what someone that is a negative fucking piece of shit says something about you, your identity, you're forever that person's slave.
Yeah.
You are that person's bitch.
And when I turned 50, this is what I did with my slaveness. I broke those chains. I said, I'm done. I'm done. And I called him today because I've been planning this for a while. I was like, I need to do my Ellie Talks Direct again, because when I did it in the past, that was a fake ass bitch. I was a fake ass bitch when I first started Ellie Talks Direct, because I didn't have that confidence, true confidence. Everything that people said affected me. And I couldn't keep on doing it because I kept on worrying about what everybody said about me. But I don't care anymore. I really do not care anymore. I do not care anymore. My family knows everything. I have raised my kids. They are grown. They used to say that my house was dirty and that men would come and I would have sex in front of my children, with men. My kids are grown and they're doing great with their lives. I have nothing to prove anymore. I have done my job of raising my kids, so keep on talking your shit. It don't matter anymore. I don't give a fuck.
Boom.
I don't care. I'm done. This is my time.
What can people expect on the show moving forward?
You're going to expect some more of this, interviews with people who want to talk about fake ass bitches. No, it's not going to just about this. This show, I wanted it to be just pretty real. I want you to know who I am. I want to be talking about story. I'm a storyteller. So I love talking about my past, how I was raised, how I became the person that I am. I love trying to understand why people do the things they do. So I think some of my shows are going to be very in-depth. When I'm looking at somebody and I see that they're suffering or something's happened to them, I want to understand why they're going through that and why someone is so consumed with making them suffer, and understand that maybe that person is also suffering. So my stuff is going to be a little bit intense, but very real, because the only way that I can help somebody who's envious and angry maybe change that mindset and not be so envious, angry, is to help them understand why they're feeling that way. So it's going to be stuff like that. I'm going to be analyzing a lot of stuff on my show, and I want to interview real people. People that are ready to be real. I don't want to interview fake ass people. And I'm not saying that fake ass people are bad people. They're just people not ready to be who they really are. And when they're ready,
we get on.
We'll talk about the time when you were fake ass and now that you're not.
I love it. I love it. I gotta get going already.
Okay.
All right, guys, we'll land the plane with that. Thank y'all so much.
Thank you, Q, for being on my first show, and I can't wait to you guys see my next Ellie Talks Direct. And if you want to be on my show, inbox me.
Let's go.